First of all, make sure everybody likes and reposts. What is up? What is up? What's good, yo? Guys, today I want to talk about, um, first of all, make sure everybody likes and reposts the room. Let's get it out there, share it, spread it around, like and repost, post it in your group chats, post it in your Telegram chats. Guys, this is the representation of Pepe. This is, and as you guys have seen just recently, one of the most explosive and best narratives that this cycle has to offer, right? Literally one of the best that this cycle has to offer. So, um, one second, my dog has to go to the bathroom. So I'm gonna disconnect really quick and come right back because I have to disconnect from Wi-Fi. In the meantime, guys, share this out there. I'm gonna post it into Discord, stuff like that. Just gonna take me 2 minutes. Just put in just put in some clothes on really quick, a shirt, and then I'm gonna go outside with my dog, and I'm gonna talk from outside while I'm walking him. So right now, guys, FEFE is repricing from 100K, from 98K to back up to 300K right now, right? As you guys can see, it's blasting up, and it's probably caught a lot of people off guard and caught their attention and stuff. Reason being is because this is the representation of Pepe. It has the good leadership. It has good people. It has people that believe in the narrative, which is the representation of Pepe, Fefe, and people that all and let's not, I'm not trying to talk about myself. I'm not trying to talk all good about myself and all that shit, right? But it is what it is. With good leadership, people trust that. People can see through consistency and time what I have been doing, what I'm willing to do, my transparency, my work ethic, my reputation, that my word is bond. And all these things matter to people, right? I'm a real person with a real face that's put in real time consistently and genuinely has passion and loves this token. I've held it and never sold it ever since I bought it a year and 8 months ago because I have goals for hundreds of millions to billions. And so people see all this. So all that's intact, the narrative, the leadership, the community, the consistency, the chart, the time, right? And then you have the fact that it is extremely undervalued and worth way more than what it was a month ago at 98K. And so what you see over this past month is as the market's starting to recover and go back up, Fefe is recovering with it and repricing with the price that repricing to the price that it should be at, which I believe from here is around 58,000. Oh, sorry, 58,000 is 5 million or higher. It should be sitting up there, I believe, with the mid cap uh, coins like Land Wolf, Andy, Bobo. If Wojak's up there, you have all these other coins. There's no reason why FEFE shouldn't be up there. And I mean, when I say there's no reason FEFE shouldn't be up there, there's literally none. In fact, FEFE should be up there more than some of these other memes for specific reasons. Let me reset. I'll be right back. I just need to jump off the Wi-Fi, and I'm just going to hop down and come back up. Okay, sorry about that. So this is why you're starting to see it's not a. I mean, it's always surprising and exciting to see a coin go from 98K and then rapidly from 180 up to around, I think it was 298K just recently, towards 300K. It's always exciting. It's always good. But is it really surprising if a coin's, if a coin's value is much, much higher than 180K, then seeing it go upwards towards 300K and higher isn't really a surprise, right? And this is why we're investing into FEFE. Is we wouldn't be putting so much time, money, effort into an asset, whether it's a stock, gold, a precious metal, a meme coin, if we didn't expect it to go there, right? That's the whole point. Is we know that it's worth more, so therefore that's why we're investing. Putting on my sweater. 1 second. Right now, let me say that again. We know that it's worth way more. So that is literally why we are investing into FEFE, right? We're not gambling. We're not hoping. We're not, bullshitting. This is the real deal. We have control of this token and its future. And how, what do I mean by we have control? We, we, the people, own this token, and we have control of our destiny and the future of this token. It's not some random rogue dev, some guy who we've never seen his face. We don't know what's happening. He doesn't respond to everybody. We have all been consistently working on this together, and every day, every step that we take, every brick that we lay is us taking control of our destiny and making this happen, right? We're not gambling, we're not hoping, literally not hoping, we're making this happen. So, is it a surprise that we're seeing this token start to reprice the way that it should be, to the value that it should be? Its correct valuation. Not really a surprise, not to me at least. Now, make sure if you guys are listening back to this in the recording, you're sharing this out to your telegrams, your group chats, your call channels, your discords. Putting this right now into the telegrams and discord. Give me a second here. Oh man, it's a good time. It's a good time. And genuinely, like, we love this shit. I think that's very important. You know, I think I think it's very important to love, this game. If you're going to be leading a token, I think you should have an outlook of years and years, decades. Real people are putting their real money, time, effort, hopes, and dreams into these assets. This isn't a joke to me. I take it very seriously when it comes to people's money and their aspirations and stuff. When people put their hope into you and a token, this isn't just gambling to me. This isn't a joke. So I know a lot of people out there, they chalk it up to, this is gambling, this is meme coins, this is stupid shit, this is just fake internet money bullshit. To me, this is a legacy. This is something that's going to last forever, way after I'm dead. Um, and my kids, your kids, right? We're all going to be uh, part of this for a long time and be looking into it and being part of it um, way after we're dead, right? Hopefully, our kids are gonna be able to be part of it and own it, and it's gonna be hopefully part of the financial system in the future and part of changing the world. So these might seem like far fetched things to a lot of guys. They're just here for the quick money, and they could give a fuck less. If they could make a fortune, they would get the fuck out of crypto and never come back. For me, it's not like that. And I think it's very important that, not if you're gambling, not if you're just investing here and there, but if you're going to be a leader in this space and you're going to lead a coin, run a coin, that you have that kind of energy and outlook, because really the longevity of a coin and the people's money invested into it is going to in part rely on you as the leader. you know there's too many leaders out here that, like, they'll get the ownership of a token or they'll create a token and then they just don't post every day, or they altogether just stop posting. um, they don't have a passion for it. They don't have that long-term outlook. They're just doing it. It's very clear they're just doing it for a quick buck. They don't actually love this shit, love making the memes, posting the memes, being part of the internet culture, the crypto culture, the meme coin culture. And if you don't have that passion and you're, not genuinely wanting to be part of it, then it's just going to be a flash in the pan shit, and eventually it is going to go to zero, unless it becomes a major legacy token. And that's our goal, is to become a legacy token and have that longevity. So, you know, after I die, it does never disappear. But I'll tell you one thing, like, I think coins like FEFE and other coins too, right? If they have the right narrative and the right leaders and community, they can go from a coin that, if they didn't have that long-term outlook, would never go to legacy token status. But if they do, it will eventually go to legacy token status and survive on forever, like Dogecoin. So, you know, that's why I think it's important as a leader that you do have that outlook and that passion, because otherwise people's money will get trapped. It will just be a Ponzi, fake bullshit, you know. But if you have that long-term outlook and you're going to grind on that shit for the rest of your life until it becomes a legacy token, and maybe even forever on until you pass away, then once it hits legacy token status, it's no longer just going to die at some point. It'll continue on forever, right? People will always buy the asset and it'll follow the market, and there will be liquidity and money in that coin. So, that's just how I feel about it. This is what we're doing with FA, and you can see how a lot of tokens are still, they've gone down to like 150K or lower, 170K, They didn't reprice like FEFE did recently. And you see it in the market. That means that FEFE is not just following the market, it's repricing harder than the rest of the coins and going up, which tells you it's undervalued and people are noticing that, and that's why it's going up. Also, you have to have enough holders that at the bottoms want to go higher and have enough of the supply distributed throughout enough people that want to go higher, meaning it is decentralized into the hands of people that want to go higher. I know it sounds like a lot of repetitiveness, but that is what it is, man. You got to have enough, um, uh, not distribution. I just said the word. Um, Gosh damn it. Why can't I think of the word? But yeah, you got to have enough distribution of tokens into enough people's hands that want the token to reach higher valuations. This is why tokens don't go higher, right? Is because you have too much consolidation. Oh, yeah, decentralization. That's the word. You have too much consolidation in the hands of too many people that just want to sell. They're just, they don't, they're not willing to hold for higher. And that's when a token just doesn't go higher. It's very simple. You know, you'd think it's more than that, but it's not. So this is what we've built. It took a long time and it takes a long time and it's almost impossible. And it feels like, you know, part of why it feels almost impossible is because almost nobody wants to do the work that it takes to get there, and the amount of sacrifice. People want the money now. You have to be a guy that has a unique set of traits. And I think this is important where it's like you need the money, but you have the long term outlook and discipline to not take the money and work and have the work ethic to put in the work and sacrifice for a long period of time to build something higher. Just like CEOs of a company, you know, a lot of them don't even make money until years and years into the company becoming successful because they're taking that money that they are making and just uh, reinvesting it into the company to scale it up, and they're not taking a paycheck, you know. And so you see it in the corporate world, and it can happen in crypto too. It's just too many degens and immature people, um, you know, playing the crypto game, not willing to do what it takes, like how you have more people in the corporate industry. Now, did it happen in the corporate world too? Yes. You know, and there's been plenty of scams in you know the corporate setting and the old school businesses and stuff. That happens. I'm sure it happened a ton back in the day, but it's a lot older. Crypto's so new, you know. I think the longer crypto goes on, you'll see more and more people play it out professionally, like how I am. But you know, this is the market that we're in. It's a lot of gambling, meme coins, degens, young people, older people that have no money, that are in crypto. You know, most people are in crypto. They want to make money, make money, make money. They don't have the money, and that's why they're taking more of the risk and they're here for the money. But there's going to be a handful of people out there, the standalones, who understand the longevity, the building, the sacrifice, the time, and the reputation, and they're going to build that because they see the big payout. They see the reputation that that'll build, so they can have a career in this industry, and they actually take it and treat it seriously. And so it's cool to see that, you know, all the hard work that we're putting in FEFE is actually paying off and working out. The roadmap, as far as like, you know, hey, we're gonna do this a long and hard way. We're gonna take the time, the sacrifice, and guess what? It's working. You know, it's confirmation every time FEFE performs like this. And year to date, we're in the green now. Uh, you know, let me see. Let me check Coin Market Cap right now. You know, in the past 30 days, FEFE is up 147%. In the past 90 days, 83%. Year to date, up 59.68%. Past 7 days, up 90%. And past 24 hours, up 18.78%. So, that is confirmation for us that, doing this, the sacrifice, and doing it the straight and narrow path, putting in the hard work is paying off. And, we're just going to keep fucking doing it. I feel like I sound like a football coach or something, but this is good. When you have those kind of vibes, it tells you that we're on the right track, on the right path. And we're just going to keep doing it and smashing the competition out here. And there is no competition, really. We're in our own lane. Um, and we're so underlooked, undervalued, that the repricing is going to be massive. And people will join us, even the people who are standing off on the sideline still. I go to them, I tell them, hey, bro, you know, this is the next big coin, right? Like, this is sorry, and I'm inviting people, so that's why I'm kind of slow right now, half thinking. You can tell them, hey, bro, this is the next big coin. Um, but you know, and they're gonna see it at 300K. Sorry, and I'm done multitasking. They're just gonna kind of stay on the sideline still, but eventually, right? Those same people, when it starts going to 500K, 800K, a million, funny enough, they're gonna buy higher, and they're gonna join because they're gonna realize this really has the sauce and the motion, and they like money, right? If 300K and what is it? If 300K market cap in the past month from 98K market cap isn't enough, if in the past 30 days 140% gains, 143% gains isn't enough, right? Then when we hit 1 million market cap, 5 million market cap, they're going to buy, right? It just it's just a matter of psychology. People are very standoffish. People are scared, but the fact of the matter is we just don't stop. We're relentless. We're like fucking Mike Tyson in his prime, and there's just something about that kind of motion that you can't deny. And people are just going to keep joining us and keep buying FEFE. It's not even just a, yeah, Saga, the way you're talking, the amount of determination you have, you know it's bound to happen. It's not even that. It's the fact that we have the representation of Pepe. There is no better beta coin than that. That is on par with, like, literally, Landwolf, Brett, Andy. um if people might even say it in its own way better, because what is better, what is better than the rebirth of Pepe? What is better than the representation of Pepe himself? If Pepe is the leader of this cycle, there is no better heavy hitter after Pepe. When people see Pepe, they're going to look for the next coin. They're going to see the representation, the rebirth of Pepe. And so, you know, this is one of the coins that, not just because of my determination, not just because of all these things that I'm saying and what we're doing, it also has one of the best narratives in the world. If Pepe is the leader of this cycle, it has one of the best narratives in the world. And so, and you know what? Here's the thing. People aren't going to listen to me until they see it happen for themselves. It is what it is. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to think I'm a wizard. You don't have to agree with me. Let time tell and show. It is what it is, man. Like, I didn't create Fefe. I didn't create this frog that Matt Fury himself created and created him for this reason. Like, it's like God made the sun and the moon. Well, guess what? Matt Fury made Pepe, and Matt Fury made Fefe, and that's all there is to it. Like, we're basing. I'm not comparing Matt Fury to God. Let's get this straight. I'm just saying Matt Fury created Pepe, right? So he's the artist, the creator of this narrative, and he also created Fefe. And he made FEFE as the representation of Pepe, not just any representation of Pepe, the representation of Pepe becoming a meme off of 4chan. Pepe's experience that he had in 4chan that got him to where he is as a meme status. That means FEFE is based on narrative and what he is so fucking valuable. So not only is, and this is why we put in the work, this is why we're relentless, this is why we're treating it like a real company and a business and keeping the work ethic, the sacrifice, all these things that I was talking about is because of how valuable the narrative is, how valuable this frog is. And that ties it all together in a perfect storm, a perfect recipe for a massive fucking runner. And if you can't understand what I'm saying, I don't know what else to tell you. You're just doubting me. You doubt yourself. You doubt FEFE and the narrative. There's nothing I can do. You know, I can tell you till I'm blue in the face. You can lead a horse to water, but if they don't want to think that's water, they want to think it's fucking hot lava. There's nothing you can do about it, right? So I don't care. Truly, I don't care because clearly most people don't listen to me anyways when I come out here and tell them. At least the people that I'll DM or I'll straight up I'll hit with the in the replies on X, you know, a Pooh General or Ragsy Art. I literally tell them, you know, Rectakashi, Keck. I'll literally go and tag them and tell them, and they aren't in, if they aren't in yet. I can't explain it to them any better, right? Like they're gonna have to see it for themselves. And these are the kind of people and other people out there that are just gonna buy higher at a higher valuation. And like it's funny because a lot of these people talk about, you know, the guys that buy higher. Oh, they're gonna buy higher. They're gonna buy Bobo higher. They're gonna buy a Pooh higher. They're gonna buy Pepe higher. Well, you're doing it to Fefe. You're doing it to Fefe. So, you know, learn from yourself. uh, but it's good, man. You know, I feel like the right people that deserve it. But not only like you can't just be a good person and be like, I deserve my coin. You got to put in the work. You got to have the right narrative. You got to have the right team. You got to have the right game plan. Everything has to work. Just because you deserve it doesn't mean shit. No one deserves shit. You got to, everything has to come together. And sometimes you even got to have luck. Even the guys who put in the work, prepare themselves, prep themselves, have everything right, the right business plan, the right game plan, they still got to have luck mixed into all of that effort. So, you know, I think it looks like to me things are panning out magically, amazingly. So, you know, I'm just happy to be here. Uh, and that's about it. Sin Lee, you are a legend. Shout out to you. Shout out to KC. Shout out to, you know, fuck, I'm so bad right now. So bad with my memory of remembering. Shout out to Uber Chad. Shout out to all the people in Telegram, uh, Wizard, Dodo Toshi, 94 underscore S. Um, Shout out to Priest, who's recently been putting in work. Shout out to Brent Peterson. Shout out to Trading CC in Telegram. Shout out to fuck, what's his name? Gosh damn. The guy who's been making art for our community. Um, I haven't seen his name recently very much because, you know, it's tough to stay in here, but I need to shout him out. What's his name? Let me go through and find really quick. Oh wait, I might be able to see it in the meme channel because he makes a lot of memes. Nickel Prego or Nickeled Pegro. is his name, I think. That's how you say it. Shout out to him, man. Straight up legend. He's been with us the whole time, grinding and putting in the work. Um, Shout out to Shark, who was there in the beginning and helped me do a lot of stuff in the beginning, setting up the Telegram and stuff. Shout out to so many people. Jay Heasy, who was there helping me build in spaces. Shout out to Jules. Shout out to Soka. Shout out to Empress. You know, it's been a long journey. So many people have been part of this. Um, you know, there's so many other people I need to shout out that it's just hard to remember everyone. Um, Shout out to Enzy. Shout out to Nate, who's one of the newer people in Telegram. You know, I appreciate you guys so much. Uh, you know, shout out to the uh, Motion Investments Discord. They started recently supporting FEFE. Um, you know, I couldn't, we couldn't, FEFE couldn't, it all takes a family to do this. You know, we couldn't do it without each other. So much love, you guys. Um, that's all I really have to say. I'm going to go back to my house and shut the space down. Much love. Share this space out to everyone. This is the people's token. You know, we should be, you know, share the people's token to everybody. This is truly, truly the people's token. You know, if there's one token that we can all get it together and support, it's this one. It has everything going for it: narrative, community, leadership, longevity, everything. Everything. If there's one token for you guys to proudly be sharing and telling people about, don't let people miss this, guys. Don't let people miss it. Much love. Stay up.